Hi, good morning, everyone. My name is Gabriel, market analyst from SmarTrade. So let's start our briefing by taking a recap on yesterday's data. All right. So first things we have the claimant count change for UK for the month of December. So the previous data was 49.8K, and the market forecast at negative 36K. And the release time yesterday was 3 p.m. So the actual data was lower, around the negative 43.3K. So did not beat the market expectations. Same goes with the previous data. And followed by the unemployment rate for the month of December for UK as well. So the previous data in the market forecast still the same at 4.2%. And same goes with the release time, 3 p.m. Yesterday. So the actual data was actually better, slightly better around the 4.1%. So the claimant count change was in negative figures, and the unemployment rate was actually quite positive for the month of December. So overall, the data for UK employment was on the neutral side. But however, the initial reaction for the data, especially in the claimant count change on the British pound against the dollar. So the price move for about 15.9 pips 1 hour after the event, and it ended with a bullish trend of 4.7 pips. So the unemployment rate, the effect was the price of the British pound against the dollar move for about 15.9 pips 1 hour after the event, and it ended with a bullish trend of 4.7 pips. So since our key product last night was the British pound against the dollar, I mentioned that there's a possible strong move, or the price of the British pound may extend its decline after the event. Uh, so on the 1 hour chart, one moment, let me just okay. So on the 1 hour chart, we can clearly see here that this was the move of the British pound against the dollar yesterday. So it started from this area around the 1.3654. It extended its decline towards the 1.35 territory. So the price of British pound moved for about 80 pips yesterday. So it extended its decline for about 80 pips. And as of the moment, the price of the British pound against the dollar remains steady around the 1.36 area. So on the 4 hour chart, the structure remains the same. It's the way it looks, it's still on the bearish side of trading for the 4 hour chart. Same goes with the 1 hour chart as of the moment. So followed by the economic sentiment index for Germany for the month of January. So the previous data was 29.9, and the market forecast at 34. And the release time last night was 6 p.m. And the actual data was 51.7. So it beats the market forecast and the previous data. So therefore, this one is a good data for the Germany. So let's take a look on the euro dollar. Let's see what happened right after the release. So the euro dollar moved for about 10 pips 1 hour after the event, and it ended a bearish trend of 4.4 pips. So surprisingly, this one is a high impact news, but it did not create any much volatility for the euro dollar after the event. But if we are going to take a look on the euro dollar as well last night on the 1 hour chart, same goes with this pair. The price move started from this area all the way here. So it moved for about 100 pips last night and went down all the way to 1.1312. And as of the moment, the price remains steady around the 1.1334 territory. And for today's economic data, for the European session, we have to focus on the CPI data, or the inflation rate for UK, yearly basis for the month of December. So the previous was 5.1%, and it's being forecasted slightly higher, around the 5.2%. And you also have to pay attention on the Governor Billy's speech later at 10:15 p.m. And the US session, we have to focus on the building permits for the dollar, monthly basis for the month of December, and the housing starts as well later at 9:30 p.m. And also, we have to focus as well on the inflation rate data for Canada, monthly and yearly basis for the month of December. So the CPI data for monthly basis, it's being forecasted around the negative figures, negative 0.2%. But the yearly basis, it is expected to be much lower because the previous data was 3.6% and it's being forecast around 3.5%. So let's see what will happen later for the dollar CAD. And for our key product for today, we have the USD against the Canadian dollar on the 1 hour chart. So as of the moment, the current price is around the 1.2506. So overall, if the CAD data, if it will beat the market expectations, then we might see a possible decline on this pair on the dollar CAD. So for today's support, we have to focus on the 1.2476 and also the 1.2442 level. And on the alternative scenario, if did not beat the market expectations, then there's a possible momentum on the upside for the USD CAD. But for today's resistance, you have to focus on the 1.2555, and also we have the 1.2598. So once again, for the European session, we have the inflation rate data for UK, and we have speech later for Governor Bailey. And for the US session, you have to focus on the building permits and the housing starts data and the inflation rate data for Canada. Both data will be released later at 9:30 p.m. All right, that's all for our daily briefing today. Thank you everyone for joining. Stay safe and have a great day.